Alright then, welcome back. Today I'm at Mercedes Lebanon taking a look at the 2021 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. It's the first one in the country and the Middle East. We're very lucky to have the new S-Class over here in Lebanon. European deliveries have just begun this month and the US have to wait till next year for the S-Class to arrive. And I'm going to try as much as possible to show you everything in this tech fest of a car as if you guys were here with me. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. A lot is an understatement. The official press release for the new S-Class is of 83 pages detailing all the features and technology in this new generation, and you can imagine it to be quite a read. It's fair to say that the S-Class has once again set a benchmark for the whole automotive industry with its high standards, making rivals somewhat too predictable. Mercedes-Benz Lebanon celebrated the arrival of the S-Class a few days back and launched the S500 for the Lebanese market, with the V8 S580 to arrive early 2021. The car I'm checking out today is finished in beautiful Onyx Black paint with metallic flakes and warm Sienna Brown leather on the inside. Alright, so let's start off by the most striking features of this new generation S-Class. It's basically the most technologically advanced luxury saloon on the market right now, and there's a lot of things to talk about, beginning with the second generation Mercedes-Benz UX, which has now a 3D display right here in front of me. I mean, I can't pick it up on camera, it's just like the way it tracks your eye in front of you and gives you this 3D look, which is really interesting, especially when having the navigation on. And then we have the 12.8 inch center display. It's a really big display. Now a lot of people complain about how it's Tesla-like, but I don't really see it. I mean, most manufacturers are putting big screens in their cars, so it's actually a norm right now in 2021. Now there are two options for the head-up display. There's the more expensive one with augmented reality integration, which basically gives you fishbones on the road. It's like a racing game, which is really nice to have. The new S-Class interior has gone for a simpler, more modern layout, with most controls gone digital. It's a very simple to use interior once you learn your way through MBUX. I am particularly fond of the floating touchscreen that rests on the dashboard, making room for a hidden storage space. The fairly chunky bezels on the instrument panel aren't that big of a deal, but the interior is a fingerprint magnet with piano trim, even replacing the aluminum finish on the old steering wheel. Our car is optioned with the AMG line package, which trades the classy steering wheel for our sports one. I find the placement of many controls very clever in order to save up space and create this minimalist but colorful interior. Now another cool interesting feature is the active ambient lighting, which basically takes ambient lighting to another level. Now this is not a light strip. I mean, it's basically a screen that wraps all around the car, which is really nice, and there's a lot of nice gimmicks. It's active ambient lighting in the way that if, for example, you change the climate control, it'll give you a pulse of the color. If, for example, you want to go on the next lane and there's a car in front of you, it not only beeps on the mirrors, but you know, the whole ambient lighting starts giving you a signal that you do not go to the next lane because there's another car. And you can change the colors to whatever you want. We have monochrome and multicolor. I like, you know, these soft colors that you get, but you can go more extreme with the blue, with the purple, and everything like that. Now the S-Class basically monitors everything you do inside this car. It has eye tracking, for example, for the driver display. It has gesture control, and it detects the body movement. For example, if I'm reaching out to the well right here, it will light up the lights if they're turned off. For example, if I want to change either side of the mirrors, I just look at it and then it'll change directly. I don't know if you guys are up to that, but I mean, it's a quirky little feature. Other quirky features include the 4D Burmester Sound System with 31 speakers and 2 exciters in the backrest of every seat. Ear-level speakers on the front further immerse the passengers in music and can inform the driver about navigation instructions without bothering other occupants. Mercedes is proud of its new rear axle steering feature on the S-Class, making parking and tight maneuvers much easier for the 5.18-meter chassis. Safety has also been an important headline for the S-Class, especially for the rear occupants. Mercedes-Benz has developed frontal airbags for the rear passengers, which deploy in case of front collisions. Pre-safe impulse side is another feature. If the car is about to be T-boned, the air suspension raises the car by 80mm in about few tenths of seconds, such that the impact hits the bottom of the chassis and away from the door structure. Now you guys might wonder what the digital light is, and this basically projects marking aids and other road warnings right there on the road in front of you with the lights. They use some kind of cinema projector technology. For example, if there's a traffic light, a stop sign, a roadworks, anything, you know, that you should be aware of is going to project it on the road, and it's really nice to see. Digital light isn't completely new at Mercedes, and it was first introduced in 2018 with the Mercedes-Maybach S-Class, and only a selected few were able to get their cars equipped with this technology. The MultiBeam LEDs are now the standard headlamps on the new S-Class, with 84 LEDs in each light module, while the digital light will cost you around $2,700. These revolutionary lights offer even more precision, with a resolution of 2.6 million pixels per vehicle, and can project various assistance functions on the road. Even though we've seen some of this light technology at Audi, it's still very impressive and makes you think of the future of headlights in cars. Now there's something that I really found interesting in the new S-Class. We're already used to the remote parking, in which you can control the car to go from a parking space and into it when you're outside of it. But now Mercedes has taken it a step further with the intelligent park pilot, whereby with the touch of a button you can tell the car to go find a parking space and it'll park itself. Now this feature depends on the building in which you're parking in. It has certain radars which the car basically relies on, but I mean, it's a really nice feature and a very smart one. Now I've made my way into the back seat of the new S-Class, and as you'd expect, it's a really nice place to be. I mean, those cushions are really comfortable. You just want to sit here and sleep. You can adjust the seats using these controls that you have as well on the front. Now these are pressure sensitive. They're not like the previous ones. These buttons don't move. You just put pressure on it and they will slide. And then for each passenger in the back, you have controls for the shades over here and the blind over there in the back. So with the press of a button, this basically opens, and then with the other one, this basically opens the sunroof. And then there's the two buttons over there on the top. One is for the right side and one for the left side. One press puts down the blinds, and they're tucked very nicely inside this door. Very smart design. And another press to basically open up the window. Let's just close that up. Another press closes it up. And then over here in the center, you have a nice cubby space over here with wireless phone charging, which is really nice to have over here in the back. And then there's this tablet, which just press, it ejects it. If I get out of the Mercedes-Benz UX, it's basically an Android setting, but if we go to Mercedes-Benz UX, it's going to connect to the system, and you basically have the controls over here in the back. I've noticed that this new generation S-Class left some people unconvinced by the exterior styling and wanting more S-Class. At least that's how I feel. I still consider the outgoing model to be the prettiest luxury saloon of its time, and has enough of everything to make it stand out. The drama of the lighting elements has been dialed down for this new S-Class, and it's overall more simple in design, blending more with the smaller Mercedes. A step down in presence, should you say. No doubt the interior is a work of art, and it'll definitely please its targeting customers. And this complete overhaul in the cabin and advanced options sets it 2 steps ahead of any rivals at this point.